Okay, let's hope third time's a charm here, because I'm getting tired of redoing this every time. So I'm going to start over from the beginning of this game too, just because. Hey YouTube, IDSO back again. Um, so I'm sorry for the video quality and audio quality of the last video. It all sounded good after I rendered everything, or before I rendered everything. After I processed it, the audio just seemed to go to crap. I went ahead and posted it. I have since went out and bought a USB headset with a microphone, so hopefully the audio quality will turn out a lot better this time. Um, I've played with it some, I've tweaked some settings. I think it's good to go, but we'll see how it turns out, and I will just keep modifying things and changing things. I need to find my old computer and see what I can or cannot salvage out of it and build me another one, basically. Um, so anyways, what I want to talk about in this video is just some of the things I could and could not do while I was on probation, or on my other level of probation. Um, I I couldn't do much of anything, and a lot of people say, "Oh, I couldn't do anything," and you know, and to a certain extent, that's true. But ooh, to a certain extent, that's true. There are a lot of things I couldn't do. Made it feel like I couldn't do anything, but also I had some freedoms. And hey, it's all better than sitting in prison. So I will take what I could get and be okay with it. So basically, I couldn't go to the movies. I couldn't go fishing. Couldn't go camping. Um, can't go dirt bike riding in the desert, or in the foothills or anything. Can't go to concerts. Couldn't go to home shows. Couldn't go to the park. Couldn't go on the greenbelt. Um, I could go to most restaurants. Fast food joints, most of them were okay. McDonald's was out, it's too kid friendly, or any place that has a playground inside, like some of the Carl's Juniors have a playground inside and stuff. So, those places were out. Um, so, um, there were, like I said, a lot of things I couldn't do. Why? There were a lot of things I couldn't do. Some things I could do. I could go grocery shopping. I could, I spent a lot of time at like Fred Meyer's and Shopko and places like that. Best Buy. Couldn't have a smartphone, no internet access, no email, no Facebook, none of that stuff. So, and they're mainly concerned with you creating new victims and having access to creating new victims and stuff like that. And that's why they draw those lines. So, I understand it. I don't have to like it, but I understand it. And I will, I dealt with it. Um, so, holy cow. So I dealt with it. I did spend a lot of time riding my motorcycle and stuff on the city streets. I didn't, probation officer kind of understood about going into the other districts and stuff. I didn't take heavy advantage of that because he never gave me flack about it. So it's like, you know what? I'm not going to push any luck. I'm not going to upset him with it. I'm just going to get through this. And so I just kind of limited myself to my home district and went through everything. So one of the biggest things is relationships. You can't just go out and find in my case, woman. You can't just go out and find a partner and, jump into a relationship. you there is a process. Whew, that was fun. There is a process to it, and that process is kind of involved because they don't just allow you to jump right into a relationship. You have to start off slow. They want you to be quote unquote dating somebody for a couple of months at least before they will even think about approving a relationship. So, and during that time, you can go quote unquote out, though you can't go to the movies, you can't go to the park, can't go to the zoo, you can't do a lot of that stuff. So what can you do? Well, you can go shopping. You can go over, to a house, rent a movie. You go out to dinner, stuff like that. So the hard part is, though, as like I said, there's absolutely no touching. So there is no hug goodnight. There's no kiss goodnight. None of that kind of stuff. So there's definitely no adult relations. So after a couple months, you can then set up a one-on-one counseling session with your clinician, and they will meet. Your clinician gets to meet this prospect of yours. And they do that for a couple of reasons. One, so that they know what, your prospect knows what your limitations are. Your clinician has a chance to talk to them so that they know that they are on your side. And they're not going to encourage you. They're not going to encourage you to go out and violate your probation, because your clinician doesn't want to see you back in jail. Your probation officer doesn't want to see you back in jail. Everybody wants to see you succeed. Or at least that's what they tell you. And for a large part, yes, I believe that. And then after your clinician meets with them, then you get to set up an appointment with your probation officer. Your probation officer will meet your prospective other, and you go through the whole rigmarole again with your probation officer. Once your probation officer signs off, then you can go back to your clinician, write up an addendum, pay more money to have them write up an addendum, and then from there they can submit that to your probation officer, who will then give it to his senior, who will then sign off on it, and you'll get a phone call saying, yes, you can have a relationship with this person. The whole process can take a while. So, I said I never went through this process. But they say they can usually get done in about a month. My experience is anytime they said a month, it takes at least 2. Oftentimes longer than that. So, I take that stuff with a grain of salt when they say things like that. So, yeah, like I said, but it can be done. And yes, that also qualifies for guys and their wives. Somebody they've been married to for years, never gave adult relations a second thought. All of a sudden, they can't sleep in the same bed with their wives. They can't give their wives a hug or a kiss until they go through this process. For a lot of those same reasons. So, I mean, these rules suck. I kind of understand them. I mostly don't. But, you know what? If you don't want to go through all that, then don't break the law. Don't do stuff that's going to put yourself in that situation. Because they will not they'll throw you in there, and they have the ability to say, no, you cannot have relations with this person. They can do that. From my understanding, they have done that to some guys. Um, so I don't know if it was with wives or just with girlfriends or potential girlfriends, but there were people that were said no to. You cannot have a relationship with this person. So if you have kids, that's a whole nother ball of wax. I mean, um, what do you have to do to get out of there? Um, I have a kid, and it was a long time before I was able to get to see my kid. I had a couple extenuating circumstances, but it was years before I got to see my kid and be able to go out and do stuff. Um, okay, this is hard, especially while talking. So, yeah, so if you have kids, definitely think about that side of it, of, how much do you want to see your kids? Because even with your own kids, you have to get approval. You have to get, paperwork filled out. You have to have letters from parents and everything else as to, yes, you can see these kids. So especially if you have, step kids, that's the worst, because then you have to get a letter from the other parent as well, saying, yes, I know this person's on felony sex offender probation. Yes, it's okay if they're around my kids. And you still have to have an approved chaperone around at all times. So, I mean, it makes it real rough, which you can get your spouse as an approved chaperone. But yeah, it makes it rough, and it makes it expensive as well, because of all the fees and everything. So now that I'm on this lighter supervision, I can have the internet, I can have a smartphone and email, and I can have all that stuff again. I was able to take my kid out, and we played some frisbee golf at the park. I haven't had a chance to go out and do some other things I want to do. We still want to go to like the aquarium and stuff like that. Just go out and do some of that more fun stuff that I haven't been able to do as a father in the last couple of years. So, but I will get there. Yeah, if you have kids that you want to see, if you're in the middle of your offense cycle, dudes, just give it up, stop, and get some help somewhere. I may talk about other treatment options if you haven't been caught yet. If you know somebody who's in this system, I feel for you. I watched my ex-wife and my kid and everybody go through this, and my parents, my family go through this, and it's rough. They did a lot for me. They were there a lot for me. I had a couple of very close friends that were there for me through the whole thing. I lost a lot of good friends through this whole thing. So think about things like that as you're, in the middle of your offense cycle. Yes, treatment speak. But think about this stuff, because it's not fun what I'm in the middle of right now and what I've gone through. So, any questions, put them in the comments. I'll try and read them all. These first videos, I know it's going to take a while for things to get rolling. So, guys, good luck out there. If you need any help, I am here to help. That's why I'm here. I'm not here to out anybody. I'm not here to get anybody thrown in prison or anything. So I'm here for those of you that are offending or thinking about offending, including child pornography. That's kind of what started all this for me, was a pornography addiction. I understand those. So, or somebody who's thinking about creating a victim or has created a victim and just hasn't been caught. I'm here for you. I'm here for family members that have gone through this. um, I'm here. I'm here to help. I'll answer questions any way I can. Um, I can do things through email. I can do things through um, the video. I will not use names. I will not use situations specifically or anything like that. I will keep things absolutely as generic as I can, and together we will all get through this. And hopefully, I can stop somebody from going through this. I can stop. Maybe I can stop another victim being created. Um, that's kind of my ultimate goal, is just to stop more victims from being created. So good luck out there, guys. Any questions, put them in the comments. I'm sure there's a way to PM as well. Um, if not, you could always email at idahoso13 at gmail.com. So anyways, guys, stay safe out there, and if I can help in any way, let me know.